good morning, or good afternoon, or whenever you're seeing this video. I actually recorded this already, and then I was like, oh, I actually have more stuff to say about it, so I'm re-recording it. Hopefully I can get all my thoughts out. Oh God, this is why I was like so hesitant about making a YouTube because I'm just like not good at speaking eloquently. I feel like I trip over my words a lot. Um, and I like bounce from thought to thought a lot. So yeah, I'm a yapper. Um, but those of you who actually like listening to me enjoy me yapping. So yeah, hopefully this will be an enjoyable video. And yeah, I'm gonna be talking about Bridgerton today because I was on TikTok live and some people were asking me to make more YouTube videos, and I was like, well, what do you want me to talk about? And they were like, well, you can talk about like stuff that you're watching and everything. And I was like, oh, I could do one about Bridgerton because I can talk a lot about Bridgerton. I have a lot to say about Bridgerton because I have a lot of opinions on it. But yeah, and also, I'm just so like touched that people just want videos of me talking. And I remember seeing this video on TikTok being like, oh, I wish that casual, um, those casual YouTube videos were back of people just like talking and like vlogging because everything is like Logan and Jake Paul ish now on YouTube. And I agree because I used to be such a big YouTube person. I loved watching vlogs. I loved watching just like silly stuff and like fashion content. But yeah, it's like YouTube isn't the same anymore. Um, so yeah, I've had some people tell me that they really enjoy my YouTube videos and now they watch them all the time while they're doing stuff and while they're eating and getting ready and stuff. And I love doing that too. I love putting on a YouTube vlog and just like going about my day. So yeah, I'm glad that I could be that for you. So if you're doing something, I hope it goes well. And if you're eating, yay. I love that people just watch me to do stuff. Okay, see, I'm such a yapper. But okay, Bridgerton. Oh my god. I am one of the biggest Bridgerton fans there are. Okay, maybe probably not actually because there are people who have read the books. I haven't read the books and I was going to read the books, but then I heard that the men in the books aren't as good. Like I heard that they were assholes in the book. So I just don't even want to bother reading it because I know it's gonna piss me off. Because the movie men or the show men are just too good. So I'm just like I just know it's gonna be a letdown. Especially if I watched it first and then I'm gonna read it. Yeah, no, yeah. So I'm not gonna read them. But yeah, I'm sure there are people out there who like really love the books and love the show too. But I am like a really big Bridgerton fan and I'm known for being a Bridgerton fan with my friends. I like constantly rewatch it. Like I rewatch Bridgerton all the time to the point where like I'll text my friend and I'll be like, "Oh, what do you think I'm watching right now?" And he'll be like, "Are you watching Bridgerton?" I also just love rewatching things. I'm a rewatcher. My friend isn't a rewatcher. He doesn't really rewatch stuff unless he really likes it, but I rewatch stuff all the time and I think it's like I think someone said that it was like an anxiety thing, like it's a self-soothing thing. Um because like you know how it's going to end, so like it's familiar to you. So yeah, it's good for like your anxiety. So that makes sense because I'm a very anxious person. So yeah, and it's also the same with like I listen to the same song over and over again, and like I heard that that's like a form of stimming, which also makes sense because I do feel like I'm on the spectrum. Um, and people have told me they think I'm on the spectrum. So yeah. Anyways, I love Bridgerton, and I just had a feeling, like, I don't even know where to start because I have just so many thoughts about this new season. I just had a feeling that they wouldn't top it after they released Queen Charlotte. Like, okay, when I first saw the Queen Charlotte was out, I was very, like, doubtful that it would be good. I don't know why. I was just like, oh, well, I just love season one and season two so much that, like, I don't think that anything is gonna live up to it. And like this is gonna like and Queen Charlotte was a spinoff too. So I was like, oh, it's just a spinoff. It's probably not gonna be as good. But oh my god, Queen Charlotte is my favorite out of all the seasons. Even though like it's not technically a part of like the original show. It's just like it's just a spinoff, but like it's still my favorite out of everything. It's the only season that made me cry. Um, I just think it's so like gut wrenching, but also like so beautiful and so romantic. And I just think that George's character is like the best male character out of all the Bridgerton men. I think oh god, I just love him so much. He's like their love story is just so sweet. So yeah, after I watched Queen Charlotte, I was like, oh my god, there's gonna be they're gonna have such a hard time topping this, especially since I knew that Colin's story was next. I do not like Colin. And I'm sorry if you do like Colin. I'm like one of the biggest Colin haters that are out there. I just like do not like him. Um, First of all, I just don't think he's attractive. Sorry. I'm also a lesbian though. So like but I do think the other men are attractive. So like even though I'm a lesbian, I can still find men like attractive. I just like don't think he's attractive whatsoever. And all the work he's gotten done, he just looks like uncanny valley to me. Yeah, so if you find him attractive, I'm sorry. I do not find him attractive whatsoever. I don't know why they casted him when everyone else looks so good. Um, Sorry, but I also don't feel bad about talking shit about men because men do all the time to women, so I don't really feel bad. But yeah, I don't think he's attractive and he is very sweet and all, but I just will never forgive him for saying that he will never date Penelope in season 2. Like she let that off so easily because if I heard someone say that about me, I'm remembering that for the rest of my life. And the fact that he didn't even have a good explanation for it. He literally was just like, "Oh, I was just a different man back then." That's not a good explanation because why did you say that in the first place? You know what I mean? Like he didn't even say like, "Oh, I only said that because you're such a good friend to me, so I couldn't even like view you as a romantic partner because like you're like a sister to me or something like that." He didn't even say that. He just said, "Oh, I was a different person back then." So it's like you still said it because you didn't find me attractive whatsoever, is what I assume why you said that, you know? Or like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So she let him off so easily. Um, but yeah. So let me think about what I want to talk about. Okay, so I just had a feeling that his season was gonna be my least favorite season just because, like I said, I don't really like him. I don't find him attractive, so he's not gonna be able to sell the fantasy to me. He's not gonna be able to pull off like the fantasy like the other men do, right? But I had faith that it would still be a decent season plot wise and like acting wise, because like they're all still very good actors, and like even if I don't find him attractive, I can still enjoy the story, right? So I was like, oh, you know what? Judging from the teasers, I feel like there could be a chance because in the teasers they were showing how like, you know, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it was the one where they were both standing together and he was looking at her and she was like giving him the cold shoulder and I was like, "Oh." So I think it's going to be like the whole he's like begging for her back and she's making him like work for it. That's what I was expecting and that's what I wanted from the season because I love Penelope and I want her to be like chased, especially since she's like supposed to be like the bigger character. Like I want my big girls to get like to have the love that they deserve, right? So yeah, I was like, oh, I have faith because it looks like he's the one wanting her and she's gonna make him work for it. And that is so not what happened, and I'm so like fucking disappointed from that. Um Going into it, I had hope until the scene where he apologized to her. So, oh wait, first of all, Penelope, her glow up, like I know the season is everyone was like, oh, everyone has a full on beat and like acrylic nails, and everyone has iPhone face, and it's like not historically accurate. I don't really watch Bridgerton for the historical accuracy. Like, we already know that's not historically accurate from season 1, just like the fashion. And yeah, so I don't really care about that part. She looks good as fuck. Like, in every single scene, I could not stop because I was watching with my friend, and I kept being like, oh my god, Pen just looks so fucking stunning. Like, every scene she was in, I was like, oh my god, she just looks so good. Like they did her justice with that part. Um, Sorry, I'm gonna be sniffling a lot because I have allergies. I'm gonna try to cut out as much of that as possible, but yeah. Yeah, so I had hope that it would still be good until the point where he came to apologize to her and she forgave him right away. Because like I said, I was expecting her to make him really work for it, but the fact that he apologized and all he said was, "Oh, I was a different man last year." And she gave into it right away. I was hoping she'd be like, "I don't care." Or like, I need a better answer than that. Cuz like I said, if I was her, I would have been like, "But why did you say that in the first place? Like, did you not find me attractive? Like, did you think I was embarrassing? Like, the way you said it sounded like you were embarrassed to be with me. So, why did you say that in the first place? I don't care if you were a different man back then cuz you said it for a reason, right? Like you weren't just saying shit to say shit." So, yeah, I was expecting her to make him like give a better answer and he didn't. He was just like, "Oh, yeah, well, sorry, I'm different now." Not good enough for me. I'm sorry. You deserve better than that, Pen. Stand up. I know you've been in love with him since you were a kid, but bitch, please get up. Like, get a better answer from him. Like, beg, make him beg for it. Um, Even after that, I was still like, you know what? I still have faith because he was like, oh, I can tutor you to be flirty and stuff. And I love the trope of like the playboy, like the flirtatious playboy teaching like the nerd how to flirt, and then as they practice together, lines get blurred and they can't tell like if this is real or not, and like the sexual tension. Like I love that trope. So when he said like, "Oh, I'll tutor you," I was like, "Oh, maybe there is a chance this is gonna be good," because like I said, I love that trope, and I do love friends to lovers. So I was like, "Oh, it's friends to lovers." Um, he's gonna tutor her, and they're gonna have like these like like these moments where they can't tell if they're actually practicing or if it's real, or like he can't tell what his feelings are like I wanted that moment, so I was like, oh, you know what, I have faith in this. Tell me why we only got like two moments like that. It was literally only the scene where they were in his family's drawing room, and she was like, she looked at him and she was like, oh, something about like your eyes being so blue, and he looked at her and she looked at him, and they were both like, oh yeah, that's something I would say. I loved that scene. Like I wanted more scenes like that. I wanted most of the scenes to be like that, or the scene where she was like eating a cake or whatever and he was like staring at her. Ugh, I love yearning men. I hate seeing the woman yearn after the man. I just think it's like, girl, stand up, like stand up, this man does not want you. So yeah, I love seeing the man yearn. I just, oh god. So yeah, those scenes were so good. I don't know what happened to this season. Oh, okay. I'm jumping thoughts again. Once when I was watching episode 1, I felt like something was off. Like something about the whole vibes was off. Something about like the production just seemed off to me. It just seemed very different from the first 3 seasons, including Queen Charlotte. And then I saw a video saying, "Oh, like everything just felt cheaper to me." And then they said, if you're into Bridgerton, you probably know this, but the showrunner stepped down and a new woman stepped up, Jess Brownell, I think. And yeah, so like they got a new showrunner, and that's why everything like is different and a little bit off. I had to stop recording that day because my mic died. Both of my mics died, and I had to recharge them. So this is like a week later. Yeah, this video is supposed to go up a lot sooner, and I'm sorry, but yeah, anyways, let's continue. I was talking about Just Brownell. So yeah, they got a new showrunner, and when I found out that the old showrunner was a man, I was so disappointed because I was like, I can't believe that a woman is the one that ruined the show. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't like what she did with the season. Like I said, everything just seemed cheaper, and I don't even know exactly what it is that made it feel cheaper. I watched some videos on it, and some people pointed out that the costumes just felt cheaper, like the fabrics looked just not as elegant and beautiful as the other seasons, and I agree. The other seasons costumes just looked better. This season had so many like sequins, and I just didn't like it. I'm not a sequin girly, and it just didn't look very elegant, like I said. Especially Cressida's outfits. I was like, girl, what are you wearing? I also noticed that they didn't do many like wide shots, and any wide shots that they did do looked very like green screen. Like whenever they were like painting over the whole town and everything, it was very obviously green screen. So yeah, they did a lot more like close up shots of sets, and we didn't get as many like wide grand shots. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. Just the whole vibe of it seemed a little off, and I don't know if anyone is going to understand what I'm trying to say when I say this, but okay, another tangent. I don't know if you guys know the movie The Fall Guy, right? One of the actors said, "Oh, this movie is a movie that feels like a movie." And I totally understood what they meant by that. Like it felt like I was watching a movie. Keep that in mind. And try to stick with me. Bridgerton. I love this show so much because it gets me so immersed into like the universe, like into the world. When I'm watching it, I don't feel like I'm watching a show. Like I get so into it that I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm sucked into this like magical, fantastical world, even though it's not fantasy. You know what I mean? I just get sucked into it so much because like it's just so good. Like the music is good, costumes, sets, everything, the plot, the writing, everything is amazing. So when I watched this new season, it felt like I was watching a show, which the other seasons didn't feel like that. This is the only season where I felt like I was watching a show. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Just because it did feel cheaper, it felt like I was watching something on TV and not like, oh, I'm in like the Bridgerton world like I usually am. Yeah, hopefully you understand what I mean. If you do, please comment so that I don't feel crazy. But yeah, my friend didn't notice it at first. Like I said, I pointed it out and she was like, oh, I don't know. I'm just enjoying the drama. Like, I didn't really notice anything. But then as we watched part two, she started to notice it more and she started to notice that, yeah, like, yes, like there was green screen, the fabric looked cheaper, etc., etc. Um, so yeah, that was one of my gripes with this season. Just the overall like production of it, not as good as the previous seasons, unfortunately. I also saw a video saying how a skinny woman was never going to give a bigger woman justice, and I do agree with that, I think. Because like Jess Brownell even said that like she like relates more, like she sees herself in more in Francesca. And yeah, I think that's why she didn't do Penelope justice, to be honest. Like in the video I watched on TikTok, someone did like a whole breakdown of it and was saying how like, oh, a skinny woman was never gonna give Penelope the justice that she deserves because she doesn't see herself in Penelope and she doesn't see how a man like Colin could like Penelope deep down. Um and yeah, I don't know. I know some people are gonna be like, no, that's not true, blah blah blah. But I honestly, fat phobia is so rooted in society that I wouldn't even be surprised. Like that probably is the case. And for example, she's the one who chose the Pitbull song for Penelope's like carriage scene. And even she was like, I know this like doesn't really make sense, but like we just went with it. Like, yeah. Don't get me wrong, that Pitbull song cover was a very fun cover. Did I think it fit the carriage scene? No. Like I said, I'm a really big music person, so I really pay attention to the song choice that's put into a scene. And if the song choice doesn't match up with the vibes of the scene, I'm not gonna be completely into it. And I thought it was so weird that they chose that song because I wanted that scene to be like, either like really romantic or very like passionate and like sensual and like you know. Um, that song is not it to me. I don't think of that song as like a sexy song. That song is like a Pitch Perfect song to me. Like whenever I hear that song, I think of Pitch Perfect. Like I just think of like, oh, like haha, dumb, silly party vibes. So yeah, the fact that she chose that scene for Penelope's like biggest like best scene, very disappointing. The scene itself was great. I love the way that it was that it was executed. I thought it was like the best sex scene in the entire series for me personally. But I also just like don't like seeing straight people have sex. So for me, I was like, oh, this is the best sex scene. I know for other people, it's probably not gonna be the best sex scene, but yeah, I don't know. I just like the way that they built it up. As a lesbian, it was my favorite scene out of the whole season. But yeah, I just wish that the music was better. I don't know why she chose that song. Yeah, I have beef with her now because I just didn't agree with a lot of choices she made. I don't know what other choices she made, but yeah, I also heard that there was oh my god, I hope I'm not talking too loud. See, whenever I get passionate and excited, I tend to raise my voice, but I know I'm talking to a mic, so I hope that that wasn't too loud. I also heard that one of the writers left, so I don't know if that also contributed to the writing. Um, but yeah, the writing this season not the best. Not like the dialogue, but like just like the plot. And I saw some other couple of videos on TikTok about this, how there was a lot of lazy writing in this season. And an example that I totally agree with, and I was thinking about this as I was watching it, and so was my friend, was when Penn got saved by the hot air balloon from Colin. I understand that we had to move the plot forward and there has to be some things that must be done in order to like generate like drama and stuff, right? But the hot air balloon thing, I think we can all agree that was the stupidest fucking scene ever. Like that was probably like the worst scene out of the entire Bridgerton season. Like there has been no scenes in Bridgerton where I'm like, "Oh, like this is just a stupid scene. Like this just makes no sense." But that scene, I was like, "Who wrote this?" Because I know that Bridgerton is like a very like very cliche, cheesy like romance, whatever. But that was just like that took me out of the experience. It I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why isn't she moving? Why is it moving so slow? Um, and it's like it wasn't even like that heroic. It wasn't even that cool of a scene, to be honest. So yeah, that already was really lazy writing. I hated that. Another moment that I saw that someone talked about on TikTok was when Colin found out about Penn being Lady Whistledown. And I don't remember exactly what was said in the TikTok. It was like someone who actually knows like film and like writing terminology. I don't know anything like that. I'm not an expert by any means. I just like media and talking about it. But they were saying how it was really lazy writing to just have him like appear out of nowhere um to find out that she was Lady Whistledown. Um because yeah, like he literally just popped up out of nowhere. She was in the alley talking about her or talking to the publisher guy, and then she turned around and he just like magically appeared conveniently, and that was very lazy writing. And I agree, it was really weird. I was like, oh, that's how he found that's how he finds out that that was very anticlimactic. And it just made no sense because he said that, oh, I followed you because I was worried and now I found you here. And it's like, if you were worried and you followed her like all the way across town, you didn't stop her once in between then and here. Like you waited until like the very last moment, even though you suspected nothing up until now. So it's like, yeah, that was very weird to me. I wish that he found out a different way. And yeah, and that was another thing. I hated that like he found out so early in the season. I don't know. I just oh god. I don't know if I already said this in the first part because I recorded that a whole week ago, but someone calculated the amount of like minutes that Penn and Colin had together in each episode because it felt like very little. And in the first season, the whole or not the first season. Oh my gosh, sorry, I keep tripping up on my words. This is why I can't be a YouTuber, you guys. Sorry. In the first episode, the whole episode was 55 minutes long, and they only had 5 minutes of screen time together. That is fucking insane. And it was the same for all the episodes. Like they did not have that they did not have much screen time together. And that's why I was so mad that he found out that she was that she was Lady Whistledown so fast because even in the short amount of time of screen time that they did have together, he spent most of the season angry with her. Like, I don't want to fucking see him angry with her. And it was just the same thing as in the other seasons where she was like begging for his forgiveness, like begging for his love. She was the one like saying, I love you all the time. He only said it like twice. Like, I don't want to fucking see her yearning for him. Like, the whole point of this season was for me to see him yearning for her and begging for her forgiveness and begging for her back and begging for her love back and like proving to her that he is like different and that he's not going to hurt her. But instead, we just got him angry with her for like 60% of the episodes, and her like I said, begging for him, which she has been doing her whole life already. Like, I don't want to see that. Especially for like, a character that's supposed to be like the bigger girly. Like, I want to see her like pursued and being chased. So yeah, I was really disappointed in that. Oh god, thinking about it makes me so angry because I just can't believe that we got so little screen time and he wasn't even like yearning for her for most of it. I think someone said in the books that he does. I would have appreciated if like we got to see like his inner thoughts more. Um like, oh my god, like when he had that dream about them kissing in the garden, but we didn't know who was having that dream for at first. My friend and I were like, "Oh, we think it's him. We think it's him having that dream." And it was him. See, that's what I wanted. I wanted more scenes of him like fantasizing about her and, thinking about her, and I wanted that like like the scenes where he's feeling like conflicted and trying to work out his feelings, cuz like that's the best part about Friends to Lovers is when they are slowly realizing that they have feelings, but they feel really weird about it. They feel conflicted. They don't understand what they're feeling. They're trying to like see if what they're feeling is platonic or romantic, like they're trying to balance it out and work those feelings out. And that's what I wanted from Colin. I wanted to see him work that out, but we didn't see any of that. I just wish that they built up the tension more. Like the slow burn is the best part, and we didn't get that. And I remember someone also saying, "Oh, if you showed this season to someone who doesn't know anything about Bridgerton, they wouldn't even have guessed that the season is supposed to be focusing on Penn and Colin," which is true because every other fucking side character got so much more screen time. And I really don't understand why. I also don't remember if I already talked about this in first season. I don't, or in the first part of the video. I don't think I did. Apologies if I did. Um, like I said, I recorded a week ago, so I don't remember. But yeah, I love like the Mondrich family. I think they're a very attractive couple, but their whole like storyline just made no sense it did make sense. Like it didn't not make sense, but I'm just like, why was so much screen time given to them? Because it didn't even tie back into like the main story. It was fucking boring, and it was just like it was so unnecessary. It just felt like filler, which is once again lazy writing. Because why did you have to have so much filler? If you wrote it correctly, you wouldn't have to have that much filler. And I saw that so many other scenes, like so many of Penn and Colin's scenes, were cut out. Like they had a whole list of scenes that were supposed to be in the show that were deleted, and it's like, why did you do that? I genuinely don't understand why, and I don't ever think they gave a reason. If they did give a reason, please leave in the comments because I don't think I ever read any like explanations for it. But yeah, like why did they cut out so many scenes and then they gave me so many scenes with the fucking Mondrich family? I'm sorry, like oh my gosh. Like I love them. Do I love them enough to like want to see their whole like thing play out? No. Like I'm watching this for the romance. They're already married. I don't care anymore. Um yeah, so that was weird to me. And then Benedict, they're starting to make me like lose interest in him cuz I used to think he was cute. Now I'm like, I really do could not care less about him because they keep giving him the same storyline. Like it's always him hoeing it around with some girl and then him realizing that he doesn't want commitment, and the cycle just continues. Like it's the same thing every season, and I'm like, I don't really care anymore. It's just the same thing. It's boring. Um he's not really like doing anything with his life anymore. He used to like art and now he stopped doing art. So I don't know what they're going to do with his season, to be honest. Like, because they already did fake dating for the first season. They did hate to love in the second season. They did friends to lovers in this season. So I don't know what like dynamic or what trope they're gonna do for Benedict's season. Um, yeah, and like them making him bi. I don't even know for sure he's bi. I don't know if like if he just did that as like to experiment or if he actually is bi. But that just felt like very shock value to me. It didn't even make me like care that much, to be honest, as a queer person. It just felt to me like, oh, this is just more filler. This was just given to us as shock factor. We got more of Benedict having sex than we did of the main couple having sex. What was the point of that? I don't know. Um, yeah, and see, and this is what I mean. Like, it's all starting to feel like very like fat phobic. Like, like just by now, just didn't want to see like a bigger girly getting like having the time of her life, like getting pleasure, having like living a happy life. Cause yeah, why did we see Benedict having sex more than we did Penn? I don't know. But yeah, Benedict, I don't know what they're gonna do for his season. What I want for his season is I want him to like fall love at first sight for a girl, but she wants nothing to do with him, and he has to like yearn for her and like has to earn her. I think that's the only thing that's gonna make me interested in his season because I don't know what else is going to. Because yeah, I've completely lost interest in him. I used to think he was cute and sweet. Now I'm just like, I really like you bore me. Like you add nothing new to the whole Bridgerton experience. Yeah. Let's talk about things that I actually did like about the season though. And I really did like Violet. So yeah, Lady Bridgerton and her man. What was his name? Was it Marcus? Let me look it up really quick so I don't so I don't butcher that because I really do like that man and I want to give him respect by using his actual name. Um, I don't know why my name, but the name of the show blanked for me. Bridgerton, Marcus, no? Marcus Anderson, right? Yes, Marcus Anderson. Yes, Marcus. I love that couple. If they had taken away all of the Mondrich family's screen time and given it to Violet and Marcus, I would have no complaints. Yeah, I already loved Violet ever since Queen Charlotte came out. I wanted more of Violet's love story. Um, I want them to do like a spin-off with her and Edward. I don't remember any of the man's names. Oh my god, I just like don't care about the men that much because the women are the cool ones. Let me look up. I don't know what the hell his name is. Ed Edmund. Yes. Yeah. I want them to do a spin-off showing how Edmund and Violet met and their love story because they always talk about how like romantic and passionate it was, so I want to see them. But yeah, ever since Queen Charlotte when Violet was talking about how lonely she is and how she wants like her garden to bloom. Um yeah, now I want to see her get busted wide open. I just want to see that woman happy. Like she spends so much of her life like worrying about her kids and like stressing out about her kids being happy. Like I want to see her happy and her taken care of, you know? Especially since her husband died um and has been dead for so long. So I'm like, "Oh, I want to see her happy." And I think Marcus is such a sweet and handsome man. Like I just love him. I think he has such a kind smile. Um yeah, I like that he is Lady Danbury's brother because Lady Danbury and Violet have such like a cute little relationship together. So it's like, they're gonna be little sisters-in-laws, and I love that. So yeah, when he got introduced, I was like, oh my gosh, is he supposed to be Violet's like love interest? And yeah, I love that. I hate that we didn't even get to see them kiss. I'm hoping that we get to see more of them and like actually see their love progress in the next season. Um, yeah, I love that. I love that so much. I just think they're so cute together. So yeah, I really liked that aspect about this season. Another thing that I another thing that I really liked whenever I would teach and I would mess up and like stumble on my words, I'd always do that. I'd be like blah, 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 and I'd restart, and my kids always thought it was so funny. But that's why I do that now. I have a habit of doing that now. So yeah, sorry. um, Another thing that I really liked about the season was the Featheringtons. They really stole the show this season, which like obviously makes sense because the season is focused on Penn. But yeah, they I just love the Featheringtons this season. And like, okay, how do you guys feel about Lady Featherington, like the mom? Because she is kind of annoying, but I have a soft spot for her just because okay. I don't have a good relationship with my mom either. I have a lot of resentment towards her and I can't stand talking to her for more than like 10 minutes without getting angry. But as an oldest daughter of like an immigrant family, I understand that like she's trying her best and she's just doing the best with what she knows. And that like, yeah, we live it like we're different generations. Um, I have like an American mindset. She has like a Vietnamese mindset. So even though like I am angry at her for a lot of the things that she has said and done to me. I can't like bring myself to completely hate her because in the end she's still my mom and she's still like a good mom on paper. And that's what I feel about Lady Featherington. I think she like does everything for the right reasons and on paper she's a good mom cuz like she literally does everything that she can to let her kids have a good life and to have a better life than what she had. Like is she the most like is she the best mom emotionally? No. Like she does not give Penn the love that she deserves. She says a lot of very like mean things to her. She doesn't let her do a lot of things that makes her happy personally. Um but like her intentions are always for the better of her kids. And like that's how I view my mom. Like my mom, she is has said very mean things to me. Emotionally, she's not a really good mom. I can never talk to her about anything. She doesn't know a lot about my life. She doesn't know a lot about me personally. But like, does she have does she take care of me? Yes. Does she put a roof over my head? Yes. Does she pay for my school? Yes. Does she like make me food? Yes. Does she cook me, or does she like cut up fruit for me randomly and bring it to me? Yes. Like on paper, she does everything that a mother should do. And I know that she just wants the best for me, but yeah, emotionally, not a great mom. So that's why I have a soft spot for Lady Featherington, and I can like never completely hate her because I know that deep down she's trying her best with what she knows, and she just wants the best for her kids. So you tell me what you think about her, because yeah, my friend hates her. She's always like, "Oh, like this bitch is so annoying," but it's like, ugh, she is annoying. Like I do like dislike her in some ways, but like deep down, I know that she just wants the best for her kids. Like she's such like a mama bear. Like she will do anything to protect her girls, and like I love that about her. I wish she was more nice to Penn. Um, but yeah. The mommy issues. I have really bad mommy issues, you guys. But yeah, it was nice to see her and Penn this season like reconnect a little bit more and like bond a little bit more. That was very sweet. Like I said, I have mommy issues, so whenever anything like that happens in a show where like the mom and the daughter um have a strange relationship and then like slowly fix it, it's gonna tug at my heartstrings every time. So yeah, I loved that. I loved seeing them talk a little bit more this season, and yeah, that was really nice. I also loved um what Philippa and Prudence in the season. those two those two sisters, oh my gosh, they're so funny to me. In the other seasons, I obviously didn't like them because they were just mean, like you know, like the two mean ugly stepsisters. Um but yeah, this season they were just so like sweet. It was really nice seeing them with husbands that like actually like them. Although I in my head, Prudence and her man are a lesbian and a gay man together in a lavender marriage because they just crack me up. Like her husband, fruity as fuck to me. I don't know if anyone else clocked that, but he was so fruity to me. Um, and just like their dynamic, I was like, oh, this is a lesbian and a gay man being each other's beards. Because yeah, it was really funny. Like them not ever wanting to like touch, or he wanted to touch her, and she was always like, ew. Yeah, I thought they were like really funny. I loved that. And then Philippa, oh my, first of all, Philippa, her glow up, I don't know what they did exactly. Her makeup was different, her hair was different, but she looked fine as fuck. Like every scene she was in, I was like, oh my god, Philippa, she's eating this look up. Like her hair, especially. I was like, oh my god, she just looks so good. But yeah, her and her man, I think they're so sweet. I love her man. I love like a himbo. I just love like a dumb, super sweet, super kind man who's whipped for his wife, and like that's exactly what Philippa's husband is, and I just think they're so cute together. Oh god, and like you can tell that they're actually in love. And yeah, I just love seeing that. It was nice to see them like be kinder, just because like they're happy now in marriages. So yeah, that was really nice. And oh my gosh, at the in the last episode when Philippa was like, Varley, release the bugs. What, I don't know why. I know everyone else feels the same because I've seen a lot of like people talk about how that was like the best scene ever and how she was super cute. Something about that scene, like she was just so adorable, and I just love that scene so much. Like that made me genuinely so happy. Um, yeah, I'm sorry. I just really loved the sisters in this season. Oh, but speaking of that scene, this was another like lazy writing thing that I saw someone talk about, and I didn't think about it until I saw like that whole analysis of it. But the scene where um the scene where Penelope gets revealed as Lady Whistledown in front of the entire ton. Um, I don't know. It was just so cliche to me, especially her whole speech about how like, oh, you know, like I wrote this because I felt so left out, blah blah blah. Very cheesy to me, very cliche, and like not in like a really good way. I just thought it was just like, oh, like this is the route they're gonna go. Like this is really boring. Um, and she got no consequences. And someone was like, yeah, like this was really lazy writing because like she found out, or like she like yeah, like everyone found out, and then like no one said anything. Like there were no consequences. Like that's really weird. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know, and I don't understand how they're gonna move on with Lady Whistledown from now on. Like, because now everyone is gonna know that it's her. And the whole point of her writing that was like gossip and things that no one else knew. So, like, I guess she can just be like a news article now, but it's like that takes away from like the scandalous part of it. Like, everyone wanted to read it because it was really scandalous and like, oh, she knew things that no one else knows. And she said like shady stuff, you know? So it's like now that everyone knows that it's her, she can't do that anymore. And it's gonna have to be just like a nice newsletter every week. It's like that just takes like that took the interesting part out of it. Like no one's gonna want to read it anymore. Um, so yeah, I hated that. I hated that she revealed it into everyone because it's like now there's really no point in you being with Lady Whistledown anymore. And someone said that they wish that the queen found out and that they just kept it as like a secret thing between them two. And I agree. I wish that the whole town didn't find out and like just her and the queen knew about it. Yeah, I just really don't understand how she's gonna go about being continuing to be Lady Whistledown in the upcoming seasons. I don't know. Ugh. I'm trying to think if I have anything else to say. Oh, Francesca and John. I love them together. They're so cute. I just love that little autistic couple. I love that they just like stim together. I think they're really cute. Um, I just love John. He's just like a cute little man. I don't know what to say. I love that man. He's just so sweet. I do hate that they're gonna kill him off. Like that's really sad. Okay, and how do you feel about like the whole Michaela and Michael thing? Because obviously I am a fan of it because I'm a lesbian, so obviously I want to see sapphics together. So many people are mad about it because they're like, ugh, like we wanted Michael, blah blah blah. Get over it. You'll be fine. Um, I want to see a sapphic couple, so I don't mind it, but I know a lot of people are angry about it. I'm the only thing I'm sad about is that like, damn, they're gonna kill off the only guy that I actually like in the season, or besides Marcus, I guess. But yeah, I was like, oh, I really like John, and now they're gonna kill him off. Like, I guess it's for a sapphic couple, so it's fine. But I'm just like, damn. Um, yeah, I'm excited to see how they do the whole sapphic couple thing. I hope they do it justice. I'm kind of scared now, just because yes, it is Jess Brownell, so I don't know how if she's gonna do it um justice, especially since I don't think she's queer, but don't quote me on that. She could be queer. I don't know. I haven't looked it up. Um yeah, if they do the sapphic couple dirty, like if they don't like produce that season well, we're gonna have a problem. Bridgerton staff. So yeah, I hope that whoever does her season is gonna do it right and do it well. Um And I saw someone do, who was it? Was it Vitamin String Quartet? I think so. They did a cover of Good Luck Babe, I think, like with the strings. Either Good Luck Babe or no. It was one of the Chapel songs. But then someone was like, "Oh my god, Chapel songs for Bridgerton Francesca season." And I agree. Oh my god, I would love to have like classical covers of Chapel songs. I love classical covers. That was like mostly what I listened to for like 2 years. I just love classical covers. I love string instruments. I love orchestral music. So I would love to have covers of that for chapel songs, especially for Francesca's season. Yeah. Oh god, I'm just so scared now that they have a new showrunner. I'm like, now I feel like the upcoming seasons aren't gonna be that good. I hope that Jess Brownell like takes all these criticisms that everyone's giving her and does better, because like I said, if they don't do the sapphic couple season well, I am going to be very angry. Yeah, I don't know if her season or Benedict's season is going to be next. I hope it's her season, just because I don't really care about Benedict and I don't want to wait 2 years just to see Benedict. Because yeah, someone said that, or not someone, I think the producer said that the new season's going to come out in 2 years, and they're also probably going to make us wait for two parts again. Why did they do that? I hate the two parts thing. um yeah, if we're gonna wait 2 years, I hope that we get Francesca's season because I care more about her. I just love her. Also, her face card, wow, gorgeous. I know everyone was like, "Oh, she has iPhone face." Whatever, it's okay. Like, Bridgerton isn't even historically accurate, anyways. So yeah, she's so gorgeous. That woman is so 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 stunning. Um, yeah, I do kind of miss like the old makeup style just because it was like a lot more like, simple, classic than this season because the season was like a full beat. I don't mind it too much, but yeah, if you're very into like historical accuracy, it's probably gonna bother you a lot. Like I said, I don't really care that much, but it was very pretty looking back on the other season. It was like, oh, like everyone just looks so like natural. Um, yeah, I think that's all I have to talk about. I talked about all the characters, right? Yeah. So overall, my gripe with the season was the music and the lack of like sexual tension between Colin and Penn. Yeah, I had of like I said in this whole video I talked about a lot of problems I had with it, but yeah, my two main problems were those two. The music was really bad, and Colin and Penn, I wish they had more time together in general, but that like I got to see Colin like yearning for her more cuz like I said I don't like seeing the woman yearn for the man. I hate seeing that. I just like I want to see my women, my beautiful, gorgeous, stunning, intelligent woman like be yearned and like pursued. Like I don't want to see them running for some mid man. Um so yeah, I think that's all I had to say. I re-recorded this because I left out some things I wanted to talk about, but I think that's everything now. Hopefully. Um yeah, I don't even know how long this video is going to be, but I hope you enjoyed me yapping. I hope you got whatever you wanted to get done while watching this, or if you just watch it. I hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, if you watch Bridgerton, I'm assuming you do watch Bridgerton. If you're watching this, please let me know what you think because yeah. Okay, that's it. I hope you have a lovely day and goodbye. Mwah.